What I have to tell you in this video involves an enormous scandal that's taken the internet by storm. This scandal has actually gotten so out of hand, it's why 95% of the world's population is unable to make real money online. In fact, if you don't know how to navigate this new world in 2023, you could be missing out on an extra $1,000, $5,000, hell, even $10,000 a month or more every single month hitting your bank account, month after month after month. And I get it. If you're watching this video, opted into one of my email lists, or seen my face on one of the 574 different Instagram meme pages I promote myself on, you probably are thinking everything I'm saying is too good to be true. After all, what 23-year-old do you know is flying business class to Dubai, has collected $3 million in cash selling products online, or supposedly has hundreds of students who are on their way towards financial freedom? Without questioning, is this guy a scam? You may be thinking, I mean, surely this guy has got to be as fake as all of these online gurus I see flashing their fancy cars and their Rolex watches. Well, here's the truth. I love making money and I love spending it, doing cool shit, traveling the world, eating the world's most incredible food. I truly want to do it all. And if that's not your aspiration, then maybe we're just not a good fit for each other. To me, money buys options. It buys more status, it buys more respect, but most importantly, it buys more options. And back when I graduated from Vanderbilt University, mind you, I wasn't completely dumb. 14th ranked school, investment banking, consulting jobs lined up. Everything seemed like a clear road to success from an outside perspective. But for me, I just had no interest in working 60 to 80 hours a week for someone I didn't like, doing something I didn't enjoy or care about. So back in 2019, I came up with a plan. And no joke, here's what happened. On the floor of my dorm room, I sat and I built my first ever marketing agency. 5 computers around me, whittling my thumbs around to see what I could create. Instagram at the time was hot, so that's where I started, building up accounts, growing those, and then pitching my growth methods to clients. My friends partied, went to frat events, and sloshed down beers at the weekend pregame while I sat on the floor trying to make money from my new marketing agency. This introverted kid who could barely talk to girls sat down with his hands and his computer. And over the next weeks, the next months, put together a brand new business. First 30 days, nothing. Next 30 days, nothing. Next 30 days, ka-ching, ka-ching. $47 hit my PayPal. After literally 67 days of trying to land a client, building up my own Instagram account, sending thousands of messages, my first paycheck hit the account. And after checking my PayPal, I realized I had struck digital gold. Another 179 hit my account the next day. A few days later, almost $1,000. Soon enough, I made my first $10,000 in a month. My parents were in disbelief. My friends asked me how could they learn this money hack too. Everyone thought I was crazy. A few years later, I sold over $3.1 million online. Then we started running ads. People started calling me an online guru, a make money scam. But I always thought it was funny, because wouldn't anyone want to make money online? Wouldn't anyone want to bring in daily cash checks straight to their bank account, working from places like Mexico, Bali, Dubai? See, the reason why most people believe all these online gurus are scams is because they're afraid to take an internal look at themselves. They're afraid to admit their own shortcomings. They're afraid to sit down with themselves and say, wow, I just need to improve. So look, if you've ever been scammed online, whether it's with a course you bought, a coaching program you bought, or heck, even the college degree or online classes you've taken, take a good hard look at yourself. Did you put in every ounce of effort and sweat you really had? Did you take into consideration every second of every module or lesson that you took? Did you really put in 120% effort? Back at Vanderbilt, I almost failed out of 3 different classes: Spanish, economics, and differential equation. That was hard, but it wasn't the teacher, it wasn't the material, it wasn't the fact the class was at 7:30 a.m. in the morning and I like to go party the night before 2 or 3 times a week, so I almost fell asleep at my desk every morning. No, it was me and my problem. I was the issue. The reason I almost failed out of these classes because I did not take initiative. I skipped out on classes sometimes. I missed the after-hour tutoring sessions. I didn't do the homework. Everything in life that happens to you is entirely your fault and your responsibility. Back in 2022, a close friend scammed me out of 36 grand. Back in 2021, I lost about 150,000 trading. Back in 2019, I was called a player because I had a fitness Instagram account. But did I blame anyone? Did I blame my circumstances? No, it was entirely my fault. So stop blaming your circumstances and take accountability. The reason you're broke, the reason you're unhappy, the reason you're overweight is because it's your fault. And the faster you realize this, the faster you'll be back on track to crushing your goals. So before you go accusing someone else for the outcome of your life, take a good hard look at yourself. Did you give it your all today? Did you hold yourself accountable? Did you fulfill the promises that you made to yourself yesterday? Become crystal clear on these things and you'll be on your way to greatness. Here's 3 action steps to help you get back on track this year. Don't focus on outputs, focus on inputs. Have you ever set a goal to lose weight, put on muscle, eat healthier, make more money, or literally anything else? Did you find it hard to actually hit those goals and you were confused as to why you didn't hit them after you tried so hard? Well, it's probably because you were focusing on the output. Outputs don't really mean anything. What matters is the inputs put into the system. Do you really think that if you're eating cake and Doritos every day, you're gonna get healthier or lose weight? Do you think if you're watching Netflix or playing video games, you're going to get 6-pack abs and become wealthy? Look at your inputs first into the system. Do those inputs bring you closer to your desired output? If you want to make $10,000 a month, let's say with something like remote triaging and sales, for example, and this is what my private clients have used as their first benchmark goal, don't aim for $10,000 a month. Instead, see what is needed to hit that $10K a month. Let's say you have 30 days to make $10,000. Every 3 days, that's $1,000 you need to make. Every day, that's $333. So how can you do that? Well, let's say you sell a $10,000 product online and make 10% commission. That means you just need to sell 1 product every 3 days to make $1,000. So let's break it down further. How many calls do you have to take in order to close 1 deal? Let's say you have a 20% closing rate. That means you just need to take 5 calls to close 1 deal. Break it down further. How many leads do you need to talk with to get 5 calls on your calendar? Let's say it's 100. So that is your final input. Message 100 people every 3 days to book 5 calls to close 1 deal. That's the input you optimize for, and that's how you get your output. The second is that environment is everything. In order to evolve into the person you want to become, you must detach yourself from the current influences in your life which hold you back. What's holding you back? Is it old friends, poor eating habits, drugs or alcohol, lack of a gym routine, negative self-talk, poor financial choices, investing in the wrong vehicles, or trading time for money? Removing yourself from these environments will be difficult, but it is a necessary sacrifice to become the person that you want. Your environment, social circles, and schedule determine the person you are. Show me your friends and how you spend your time, and I'll show you your future. If you're genuinely happy with where you're at right now in life, that's incredible, and there's truly no reason to change. However, if you're not making the money that you want right now, you have to make a change. Let's say you're in a job that you hate and you're capped in terms of income. Well, you've got to make a change. Let's say you have old friends and their mindsets may hold you back from achieving what you want. You have to evolve and get around people who help you build your future desired self. Negative self-talk, stop doing this. I used to have a really bad stutter, and each time I stuttered, I would get angry at myself. I thought I'd stutter for every time I spoke, and because I thought that, I would end up stuttering again and again. It was ultimately a disaster. So I grew to accept myself, and that's ultimately the journey, self-acceptance. And then lastly, there's a third action step, optimizing your mind. Now, living with these 4 things in mind have taught me a tremendous lesson. First, you want to eat clean food. If your body is consuming processed foods with chemicals, sugars, and excessive fats, how do you think you will perform? Will you be at the top of your game? Most likely not. Work out 4 to 5 times per week. Every time that I felt down on myself, low energy, it was all because I didn't work out that past week. This gets your endorphins flowing throughout your body, increases your stamina, and of course, just makes you look better. And if you feel like you look good, you perform better. The third is buying nice things for yourself. The point of making money is to set yourself up and your family for financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom. But to also get there, I'm a firm believer you need to live, at least with some degree, how you want to end up. Want to fly first class? On your next trip, book a ticket and do it. Want to stay at a 5-star hotel? Go for 1 night and do it. And if you can't afford it necessarily, stay in the lobbies, meet the people that go there, see the energy that they have within them. This starts to allow you to understand what it feels like to be in those shoes. At age 21, while still in school, I bought a flight to Dubai for 2 weeks by myself, stayed in 5-star hotels, went to the 123rd floor of the Burj Khalifa, and from that experience, I realized that this was how I wanted to live my entire life. Why limit yourself? The best thing about mastering sales is that you're no longer capped in your earning potential. You're no longer capped coming into an office. You can go live your life. Now, the fourth thing here is to get enough sleep. And as someone who's had a stutter for a long time, and I mean really bad back in college, sleep has always been a big influence on my speech and my confidence. If I'm really tired, I find myself stuttering more, which is then a dangerous cycle of thinking that I'll stutter and then I actually do it again. Same with my sales calls, same with remote triaging and everything else. When I'm tired, it's much harder for me to concentrate in the sales conversation. And because of that, it's harder to find alignment with the prospect to make that change. I would suggest going to bed at the same time each night. Build a routine. Wake up at the same time every morning. You don't have to be waking up at 5 or 6 a.m. to be successful, but I would make it consistent. Maybe you wake up at 8, maybe you wake up at 9, but you do the same thing every single day. And when you're actually working, you utilize your time in the most efficient manner. Because at the end of the day, it really comes down to just doing the work. If you can't achieve what you want spending 2 hours a day after work, then spend 3. If you still can't achieve it, spend 4 hours, because at the end of the day, it requires more volume, more inputs, or more efficiency. That's all it really comes down to. That's all really success is. So anyways, that brings us to the end of this video. If you did enjoy, share with a friend who you feel like this would motivate. At the end of the day, that's why I make these videos. Challenge your belief systems and instill the mindset of a winner. I'll see you in the next one.